Here's an overview of some of the Civil War walnut that I have. I pulled out a few of the better pieces. Got board 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. I'm going to go through these in a little more detail. Let me grab this. Piece 1. These have been wetted to kind of be able to show you. You've got darker wood. This is really rich browns. There's a little bit of dark mineral streaking down here. Kind of an irregular grain pattern. Nothing too flashy, but it'll be a pretty solid piece. Board number 2, you're getting a few more reddish hues. In around here you've got blonde highlights. Over there you've got some reds and kind of some orangey streaking. This is a really straight grain pattern. It's going to be very, very stable. I could cut out of pretty much anywhere in this board. Board number 3 has mostly reddish, brownish hues with a little bit of yellow figure. Right here where my thumb is, there's a little bit of figure underneath that rough cut wood that can maybe add a little bit of flash and flare. Probably nothing too extravagant. If I do this, it's going to have the grains running perpendicular to the handle, which you may or may not prefer. Board number 4 is just a medium brown. It's a really tight grain. There's next to no figure. There's next to no flaws. It's just a plain old basic piece of walnut. Board number 5 is going to be a little more open and porous. Kind of look like a mix between walnut and oak. It's got really nice straight grains, some blondes, some golds, some oranges, really light yellow streaks, and a little bit of really light mineral spalting, especially around the knots. This would make a pretty knife as well. Let me re-wet these real quick. Okay, so just for size comparison here, this is the basic handle shape you're looking at. So on board 1, you lay that up, you get it in the light. You can see about how much grain you can pick up there. I could also kind of cut it like this to catch that swirl. In here, if you're looking at picking up some of these prettier reds, you could lay that down, like especially right here in this curve. Boom, that would capture the majority of this curve right along the handle. If you came up here in the blondes, you could probably lay it out in the middle, capture that apex kind of peeking all the way through the handle. Block number 2, all of the figure is concentrated here, so you could do like that and soak up all the figure, but that would be just kind of different. You could lay it up across here, get a little bit of a swirl in the butt, or come up here for some of this nice straight grain stuff. This piece with the gold flakes is pretty plain and basic. I mean, if you like the colors of this, we can use it, but there's not really a better part of that wood. It's really consistent. On this that looks kind of like a mix between a walnut and an oak, you can come in anywhere you want and just pick up some really nice straight consistent grain. I could even offset it just a little bit over here if you want this dark. Over here if you want these dark black streaks to show through. I could lay up the handle like that and have those running through the middle. Of all of the walnut boards I have, this one is definitely going to be the nicest. It's got the best grain layout, it's got the best growth rings. It's a little more dense than some of the other woods. It's got a pretty good bit of color variation, and being that it was cut around the knot means, especially with the curved handle shape, I can come in here and lay this handle out something like that and capture these curves all the way, these growth ring curves all the way from the butt to the tip, laid in there. By the time you cut this out, you'll catch a pretty good bit of these dark mineral spots in around here and there's one. You can catch a little bit of the gold, a little bit of the brown, just really have something pretty unique. If you wanted something with a little more character, I actually can cut to fit this knot. Some people like seeing a knot in their handles. If I do that, what I'll have to do is I'll send it out for stabilizing. That knot will be completely filled in and solid, so it won't actually be a void, but you'll be able to see that there was a knot there. Might just kind of add a little bit of a character mark to it that would help make yours stand out and be a little more unique. It's really just whatever you like. So anyways, just to recap, if you want to see more detailed photos of any of these boards, just let me know. Got board 1. This one's dark brown with a little bit of charcoal gray figure. Board 2, right here, is kind of a reddish brown, not a lot of figure. It's got a really good growth ring pattern to cut knives out of. Board 3 is a little more reddish of a walnut. It's got a little bit of curling right here around this knot. Board 4 is a really nice straight grain piece, and board 5 is a really plain, basic piece of walnut. If you need any more details, let me know between boards 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and I can get these tucked back and start cutting out the right size handle shape and sending it off for stabilization.